Hello, this is Zach Clark, Development and Leadership Coaching. One of the things that we talk a lot about in the work that we do with leaders is the reality that for most leaders today, more is always being expected for less. More is being expected for less. That's really the kind of the constant challenge of leadership in today's culture. The expectations upon most people serving in ministry organizations just continues to climb. And so what that means is most of us have these pretty regular occurrences in our life where we feel very overwhelmed. I know that's certainly the case for me. That constant refrain you hear nowadays is people are just busy. I'm just so busy, can't get it all done. There's so many things I know we need to do, but this past week it just didn't happen. It's just kind of daily normal life, isn't it? But that doesn't mean that we can't be intentional about pushing back on that and how we evaluate those times and seasons in our life as leaders and address this issue. How do we stop being overwhelmed so that we can be at our best and focused on the things that are really moving the ministry forward? So I want to share with you a few things that we come back to over and over again with the leaders that we served. And what we have found is that if you take these and keep it simple and apply them to your work, you're going to see a major shift in your own heart and energy level and the impact and results of your work as well. So let me talk you through these really quickly. First, you have to begin during a season when you're overwhelmed. You have to kind of look ahead in the next 100 days or so. I think that's a great time frame. The next 100 days, and start by thinking about your capacity to meet with people. Okay, the work of a leader is with people, and the primary method by which you get things done through others is in meetings. That's really the number one leadership tool that we have in terms of very practically speaking. So what I want you to do is start by thinking about your capacity to meet with people in the next 100 days. Well, what do I mean by capacity? I mean, who are the individuals and teams that you need to meet with, feel like you should meet with, those individuals and teams, and whether it's donors, whether it's staff, whether it's volunteers, that you're going to be getting things accomplished by working with them and supporting them and working through them. Who are those people, and how many of those can you actually really meet with in the next 100 days? There's a capacity number there that you have, and you find this number by looking at your calendar in the next 100 days, and you say, okay, what time should I block, can I block, and do I have blocked in the next 100 days to meet with people, both individual and teams? And that's a number. You need to know that number, and then you back into the work in the next 100 days by starting with that. So, for instance, if you look at your calendar in the next 100 days and you find, when I add up all the team meetings that I really want to have, the number of meetings that I actually can have individually in teams, there's 2 times as many people that I feel like I need to work with that I actually have time devoted for. And so devote that time, set that time aside, and then determine what you're going to do with the rest of those. Knowing the reality of that is going to help you in terms of feeling overwhelmed. So know your capacity number for meetings and looking at the people that you want to meet with. And then as you look ahead to the end of the next 100 days, ask yourself, 100 days from now, as I'm sitting at that point and evaluating this, what do I not want to regret? Who do I want to make sure I have met with? I don't want to regret not having accomplished certain things through these people. And what that's going to do is it's going to get you reoriented back to the reality of how much time you actually have committed to make available and how to fit in people and those meetings into those time blocks so that you can be more reasonable and sure of what you're doing with these other groups of people too. If you aren't able to tell me that capacity number, then you're going to stay overwhelmed. You're going to feel like you got all these people to meet with, and 100 days from now, you're going to have all these regrets and frustrations about people that you did not effectively work through. So that's number one. The next technique is I want you to focus on what you can do, not what you're working on. Most of the time, the leaders that we serve, they can give us a list of all these things we're working on. We're working on this, we're working on that, we're working on our website, we're working on our plan, we're working on our next marketing for this. I want you to instead flip this around to what can you do? Okay, so again, think in terms of the next 100 days and say, okay, what can I accomplish in the next 100 days? And to do that, what do I need to stop doing for the next 100 days? You may not be able to stop doing these things forever, but are there projects that you can put on hold till the next quarter? Are there things that you can eliminate from your use of time for the next 100 days? So you're focusing on what you can accomplish and getting that accomplished rather than all these things you're going to do, want to do, wish you could do, working to do, but actually focused on what you can do. So that would be number 2, focus on what you can do. And then thirdly, I really want to see you establish your own goals as a leader, no matter what your position is as a leader. Establish your own goals for the next 100 days. Okay, 5 things in the next 100 days you are going to accomplish to move your ministry forward. 5 results that you are going to achieve for your organization that you know are critical to moving forward. So establish those goals. And then we've got to make some sacrifices here to be able to do that. So you've identified, I want these 5 accomplished. Come hell or high water, I have got to accomplish these 5 things in the next 100 days to move forward. But let me give you some practical things that are going to help you do that. First, you've got to limit your use of email. And I'm going to give you a number. Limit your use of email to 1 hour a day. I dare you. For the next 100 days, as you're focused on those 5 goals, limit your use of email to 1 hour a day. Create some email templates. Look back at your past sent items. Create some templates and examples that you can be using over and over again. Delegate some use of your email if you have to, but get it to 1 hour a day, and that's going to open up a huge amount of energy for you. Also, on your calendar, block times for phone calls during the week. Don't just wait on the phone willy-nilly to ring or pick up the phone to call someone else. Block time on your calendar that you're actually using the phone, and otherwise, do not answer that phone unless it's a short list of people that you're waiting to hear from. Another thing to do in the next 100 days, schedule your time to work on projects. Set appointments with yourself to work on projects. Don't just let these, we're going to fit this in wherever. Block the time you believe that you need to focus on the work that you have to do on specific projects moving forward. And then last but certainly not least, do a Sunday evening review. Schedule that time, do it Sunday evenings, review the past week, what you accomplished, what was on your calendar, the meetings you had, and look ahead to the next week and what you are going to want to accomplish in setting appointments for yourself. So these are very practical things that if you do these for the next 100 days, you're going to see big things accomplished in those 5 areas that you've identified. So very practical, very proven. Learned all of this the hard way. But these are the things that I do and the leaders that we coach and work with, we encourage them to do, and it gets results, and it stops that sense of overwhelm so that you can focus for great results on behalf of your ministry in the next 100 days. I look forward to hearing about what you've done with this. I'd love to hear your questions and your feedback, and I'll be talking with you soon. Thank you.